Hey guys, it is me, the Emerald Soda. Welcome back to another video where today I will be reviewing Holly by Stephen King for you all. So if you've been watching my videos for the past month, you know that I kind of took a little bit of a break from Stephen King. It wasn't that I started hating the man or anything. No, I still love his work. I just wanted to read something different. And then, of course, I read the first two Dunes, and then I took another break from that to read The Weight of Blood, and then I went back to Dune and read 3 and 4. So it's been a little bit since I've read a Stephen King, but now I am back with Stephen King, and I've read Holly, which I will discuss for you here today. So Holly is, of course, one of Stephen King's newest books. It is not his newest because You Like It Darker was released just back in May, but it's the second newest Stephen King book, released in September of 2023. And I like it, but there's a bit of some stuff that I don't like, as I think every book has. So first of all, we catch back up with Holly Gibney from the Bill Hodges books. Yeah, okay. So remember, she made an appearance in Mr. Mercedes. That was her first one, and then she stayed for Finders Keepers and End of Watch, and then she came into The Outsider, and then recently If It Bleeds, and then now Holly, right here. So basically, stuff has changed. Coronavirus has now happened in the Stephen King multiverse, and Holly is now grieving over the death of her mother, who, as it turns out, has been keeping a very large secret from her that I will get to in just a little bit. So yeah, basically it follows Holly in her mission to find what happened to this missing girl. Yeah, she gets a call from this woman named Penny Doll, who is really missing her daughter Bonnie, and she wants to know where she is. So Holly accepts the case, and she's like, I'm on it. And so over the course of the book, she questions people about Bonnie's disappearance, finds out about other people's disappearances, and then eventually finds out that the disappearances may or may not have had something to do with this elderly couple, Emily and Rodney Harris. Anyway, long story short, they knock her unconscious, put her in a cage where their other victims were, and then they try to kill her until she kills them. And then so the book ends with a little bit of a wrap up. And it's kind of a downer, actually, which is very common in Stephen King, but none of the victims survived outside of Holly, so she couldn't save anyone, which is very unfortunate. So, what about this old couple, Emily and Rodney Harris? Well, these are messed up people. I'm going to tell you this. These are messed up people. I'm not exactly going to say what they do. I'm just going to kind of imply it, but they're cannibals, okay? They're cannibals. I'm not going to get any further into that, but they're cannibals. And yeah, they are messed up. If you remember back to my Rage video that I did back in February, I said that Charlie Decker was one of the most evil Stephen King villains I've ever read. The Harris couple is either tied for first or in very close second place, because they're cannibals, and how they are cannibals is very messed up. I'm not going to spoil that. First of all, I'm not going to spoil that. Second of all, it's just really gross and disgusting, so I'm not going to gross you out with that, but they're awful people. They are terrible. And luckily Holly kills them before they can do any more damage than they already did. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown of the book. Holly gets a call about a missing person, finds out about more missing persons, and then ends up solving the case and stuff. So it's a pretty standard detective novel. But here's the interesting thing. So I don't really know the message of this book, but I have a really good guess, and that guess is misinformation. Yeah, because this book is set in 2021, and if you remember in 2021, coronavirus, it was still fairly new, okay? There was still a lot of stuff that we didn't know about it, and so people were just kind of saying stuff. So Stephen King kind of played into the misinformation aspect of it, which I thought was kind of interesting because that is what happened. yeah, it's like people, they were like the anti-maskers and anti-vaxxers and like the cannibals, the reason for being cannibals, that was also misinformation. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyway, so I think a major theme of this book is misinformation, and it's also very political. I'm not really into politics, so I'm not gonna try to like say how I feel about the politics or anything, but I just think that in a book like this, politics can work, but most times just leave politics out of it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to imply anything about anyone's politics. I'm just saying it makes sense sometimes, but not all the time. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to say about that. Anyway, how does Holly work as a book without all the messaging and stuff? How does Stephen King write? Is it still good? And I'd say yes. I've kind of been in a Stephen King withdrawal lately because, as I said, I've read 5 books recently that weren't Stephen King at all. And so Return to Holly was a nice change of pace for me. I really enjoyed it. The audiobook was fantastic, and the book itself was fantastic. And I would say that you should read it. But yeah, anyway, so there you go. Holly, pretty good book. Some stuff that's a little weird if you don't really like politics and stuff, which is fine, but overall pretty solid book. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading more Stephen King books, which my next couple books will be Stephen King books. I really want to go back to Stephen King. So yeah, so stay tuned for those videos. But anyway, that was my review on Holly. And yeah, if you like this video, be sure to press like and subscribe to the channel if you have not. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and I have been Ben from the Emerald Sword, and I will see you guys next time.